But when it came to our last damn night, we said hell no, not this time. Because we banging it forever. We quit. Dry your eyes, baby. We are done. We said what we said. We ain't the one. R-E-T, R-E-T, find out what it means to be. R-E-T, R-E-T, that's us. We are free. We said what we said. Tune in and see.
Welcome to episode number 4, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jackson.
And I am Lamb. And welcome to We
we
Said.
Yeah, we're gonna say a lot of stuff once again this episode. We hope you have enjoyed the past 3 episodes. We put in a lot of sweat and tears, hard work and hooch into each episode. So yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, tell some of our ex-coworkers. Yeah, with all that's going on in the world, we kick back, talk about it, and put our own little slant on it. Right, Lamb?
Absolutely. So we always start out with the state of the Bureau.
The state of the what?
You don't hear echo?
No,
Echo. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, so we like to start out with the state of the Bureau. And it's a couple of things that's happening in the Bureau that we know about. The first one, since they released the Epstein files, or at least most of it, there are some conspiracy theories out there. Number one, that, that wasn't Epstein in the cell. And so there's a memo
Yeah, I heard
somebody
that one.
posted to this anonymous channel online saying there was some weird things happening that night.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So
don't
what you
know.
heard? What weird thing?
So there was a medical escorted trip for Mr. Epstein that no one knew about. And Bureau staff did not take him out. And
Really?
it wasn't logged in anything. So did they switch him out? Same thing with Maxwell, right? She just appeared before Congress and she pretty much pleaded the fifth. She didn't
Yeah, I
answer
saw
any
that.
questions.
I saw
right?
that.
And they said, and actually when you look at the 2 pictures, they don't look the same. The nose is different. Just the facial structure is different.
Okay.
So did they switch her out when they moved her from the prison she was at to the
Anything is possible.
Hey,
I
man,
swear.
this thing
I
is
swear.
getting very, very interesting. I mean, just the Bureau part. The rest of it is sickening.
Yeah, because it's not that far-fetched compared to what we have already seen as far as how far the administration is willing to go to protect whoever's in these files. Just how irrational y'all boy is acting, talking about he has been exonerated. I mean, where's that coming from? How you know? And just
Who's saying
your boy, y'all boy in chief, and the reported types of people of power, immense power and immense wealth that are allegedly in these files and allegedly have participated in this behavior. It is not far-fetched to conceive of the lengths that they would go to protect themselves and protect those around them in their little cohort. So yeah, anything is possible. We used to shrug all that stuff up like, nah. But hey,
You can't
You can't.
anymore. You can't. These were super rich men. Super rich. And you know why Obama wasn't in those files? He wasn't super rich. He wasn't.
to
Like,
be
come on,
poor,
man.
black, and young and smart.
Man, I never wanted to really get into it. I don't want to look at the files, but this thing is getting very interesting. Very, very interesting. When a man is mentioned that many times in those files, like there is
How many
something
times?
to it.
How many times they said, "Oh boy, what 38,000?"
Thousands. Like There is something to it. And there's a reason why he didn't want them released. There's a reason why Epstein is dead or hiding. I don't know. There's a reason that Maxwell got transferred.
You know, I gotta give it to old boy.
And I still believe on his way out the door, if he does leave in his 4 years, he gonna pardon her on the way out. I do believe that. I do believe that. And you see, I don't know. So, yeah, it's very interesting. The Bureau, made the Epstein's files, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I remember, saying something like when you did mention that, I said, well, yeah, if it's going like that, it's like the 2 staff members that were accused of sleeping the whole time. So I'm like, did somebody put something in their drink? That one of the orderlies or somebody was paid to sneak in the bubble. I don't know how their special housing is made, but we typically refer to the area with all the control as the bubble, as in most prisons.
Yeah.
Did somebody slide up in the bubble and bloop, bloop? Or did somebody shoot some gas in there and knock them out? You know what I'm saying?
Also,
so it's not far-fetched.
Also in this file, one of the memos, the officer said, when Epstein comes back, that we need to find him a roommate. So
yeah, because he's coming out suicide watch.
Right, that was passed on. And then, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not, when it first happened and all the conspiracy theories floating around, we were like, no.
I know, we were like, no, we have policies, we have procedures. Man, this thing's different times, man. And it's too much stake. It's too much at stake. And that's a lot of power and money.
Right. What you say about what happened in England today?
I think my wisdom, that's the start. That is the start of it.
So you think he gonna sing? Cause I be like, look,
of course,
y'all got me. There needs to be some more people right here with me.
I always say, the person that get caught first get the best deal.
We done seen it.
Yes, I done seen it too many times.
They
get the best deal. He
gonna be like, y'all done took everything from me. What else you want?
So he actually got arrested based on these files that got released in the U.S. So I know he knows a lot.
He do. Why you going down by yourself? Don't go down by yourself. But I think it became real for him today. It was like, whatever, I'm 60-something. I don't care about losing these titles. I don't care about, just give me my monthly allowance. And let me go home and sleep in my bed and my comfort. Have my little accoutrements that go along with being royal and rich or whatever. But now he was taken in and forced to get probably strip search. He probably got somebody else drawers on, a jumpsuit. He's probably eating figgy and pudding. Oh, whatever, look, beans and toast. Probably mad as hell about, look, I wasn't the only one. I want to speak to the manager. I want to talk to the manager right now. I have something to say.
No, but did you hear about this interview that they played recently, and it was recorded way back in the day, of Luke going to Mar-a-Lago to a party, and where he knew back then, he's like, look, these girls are super young. Super young.
I didn't hear about that.
Like when Luke see a problem with it, he said he felt that somebody was trying to set him up. That's how young the girls look. He said he got out of there so quick. That's like, man, I don't know, like what they see in these little girls. Like they got little they got little, I don't know, like
little tight coochies, little tight coochies. I guess. Little tight coochies. So these men, and the men got little ones too. That might be the whole thing about the guns. Why they like their pew pews
You know,
and you
wing
know,
wing is small, so they need, I don't know. I don't know. That
it's
just
yeah, I don't know. I don't get
it's
the
crazy.
fascination. It's when I did work with sex offenders. I had one tell me I could put. He used some country and western singer because this guy was from Middle Tennessee, and a little girl in bed nude, and he'd always go for the little girl. I'm like, okay, yeah. When I worked in the mental health unit in Tennessee, and there was a sex offender unit, and they received counseling, or someone came in from the outside twice a week. And I remember we had to be very, very careful with the materials that we brought into the prison, such as, for instance, this was back in the 90s, People magazine had a lot of what? John Benet Ramsey. A lot of stories on her. We couldn't bring any of those we had to be very careful that there were no children represented in any fashion in the magazines and books that they were allowed to have. We even policed, to a degree their mail. It's like we showed them their mail. It's like, you got this. This does not look like something you need to have. What we'll do is we'll inventory it, put it in your property, and you can, whatever, leave with, but we're not going to give it to you here. So, yeah, this was back in the 90s. And it's like, I think they're born, a lot of them are born wanting that. Because, and that hairless look, it's just, like, my thing is this. The public is not mad enough, but like, I know you've worked at FDC Miami. I've worked at 4 or 5 different institutions, 1 penitentiary. The pen I worked at,
What pen you worked at?
Pollock.
Okay.
The
Hey, wait. Hold that thought. I almost went to Pollard. I had applied for a unit manager job there, and they called, and the next day I got FDC. I would have been at Pollard. That's Louisiana, right? Yeah. It's in Alexandria. Yeah, I did the research and everything. I was like, oh my God, I got saved.
girl, you did. I think the word and got around about that. But anyway, baby, that's why I got my case manager at. One day, the Aryan Brotherhood, going back to what I was saying, decided that they were going to get them all the sex offenders off the yard. So they acted in a manner which suggested, and that's all I'm saying. Yeah, they were going to get them off the yard. And they caught a few. But wherever I have gone, it's been the Aryan Brotherhood, white supremacist gang that has decided that they cannot tolerate sex offenders, pedophiles, pedos. They can't tolerate them. There was even an institution where it even hit the medium. Wherever we transferred them to, they made it a point to get those dudes off, to run them up top. So I'm wondering, in the grand scheme of things, and taking into consideration old boys' followers, who are, a lot of them are white supremacists, how are they going to take that their God, their president, is a pedo, is an alleged pedo? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have the reputation of not being able to tolerate sex offenders and pedophiles. Your dude is, what they gonna do? Or not necessarily what are they gonna do, it's how do they feel? Put it like that. How do they feel?
I don't know. Sometimes, two things can be true. They can love Trump, but not like that of him. Right now, Trump is Teflon Don. He really is. But slowly, I see hope is breaking through. I really do believe. And all of these Republicans, they're, deciding to retire.
Yeah, you see
They
that?
would rather retire than go against this man. That speaks volumes.
Yeah, it speaks volumes to whatever or whoever is in those files. Because you remember what he told Marjorie Taylor Greene. He has to protect who? His friends. A lot of his friends are what? Going to get hurt. So those friends are whoever else's enemies of whoever's opposing him, right? So do you want to go up against that? Is it even fair to, I don't want to say to expect them to, but like, all of y'all retire. If that's the case, move. Quit. Do what Marjorie Taylor Greene did.
Yeah, They like, yeah, I'd rather get out than go against Trump, and that's to me is it's like insane. I'm just waiting for where all of these Bush Republicans at. Like, y'all got to stand up and say something.
Counting their money.
Romney, where all the Romney Republicans are. Like, you got to stand up. Like, you literally got to get in some good trouble. That's
They're
it.
not.
That's the only
They're
way.
not. They're not, because what did we say about white people the last time? They ain't used to this shit. They don't even know where to begin. They think they make a cool sign. Look what I did. And that's it. I socked it to him. Did you see what I did? Come on.
So, all right.
No.
So the next bureau topic is ICE, baby,
Yeah, hurt.
and how the bureau is housing some of these deportees.
Yeah. Didn't know that. How did you find out?
Well, I mean, I know about FDC. FDC has quite a few of them, and you told me about Berlin, which I didn't know about. But FDC, I mean, really is keeping their account up because they have them. You know, the count around the bureau is
Yeah, I didn't know Terminal Island in Dublin closed.
closed. Yeah, yeah,
Woohoo.
yeah. And so I'm just a little side note. I'm surprised we haven't been hearing about privatization. I guess because so much other stuff is going on right now. But
And the fact that they are actively, they probably ran, well, we won't hear about it until they run out of BOP space. Is USP Yazoo full? Because you know that was always the go-to.
yeah, true.
You know, when we worked at FDC, we sent Guanabo up there and back and back and back and back and back.
But the
Because it wasn't
Berlin
full.
didn't have any inmates, did they? Or they only had a few?
No, they didn't have any inmates, and the rumor was, you know, they were trying to shutter them too.
Wow, and that was one of the last ones to open. God
Yeah,
damn.
well, one of the yeah, because what? Did Letcher ever open? Nope.
Did who?
Letcher. Nah, what am I thinking about?
I'm like, what is that? I know Thompson. I think it was Thompson, then Berlin. Those are the last
Yeah,
two that I
Thompson
remember.
had all them racist, what you call it, COs and stuff. There's a bunch of racist staff, I heard. That's what That's why something.
Yeah, right over there, all the way in Mexico.
Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, so I don't know what that was about. But I don't know what that capacity was. I don't remember. Yeah. And Berlin. What else did they open? That was it.
Yeah, I think that was
Thompson was the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. And yeah. So some staff were TDY there to go and help out. But other than that, yeah, I was shocked. Really shocked. That would have had to been some serious TDY money. You know, it's cold up there.
Where's
Very-
Berlin?
New
Massachusetts?
Hampshire.
New Hampshire? Oh.
Yeah, it's all the way up there. Some serious money. But yeah, I don't know when the privatization talk is going to resume, because what we hear about ICE is that they're going around to these like different cities, looking at their abandoned warehouses and stuff, and the communities are really rallying around to put a stop to that. They want to buy up all these vacant warehouses and large buildings to house people. And the ultimate goal, whether America wants to accept that or not, is to have these people become slaves. They're not going to deport them. They're going to be cheap labor. Everybody they've gotten, they picked up. They haven't deported them. You know,
So
America.
I guess the strategy changed because initially they were sending them somewhere else, right? They sent them. Where did they send them?
El Salvador, but they got them out of prison. These dudes were probably, a lot of them were already locked up.
Okay.
Yeah, see, a lot of them were already locked up. And people didn't say anything loud enough about, like I said, baby, look, these people going to take it to the brink. It's going to go to the brink. Because Americans ain't cut like that. They ain't built like that. They're going to be standing in shock, holding their sign and bullhorn, and everything going to be in flames around them.
You know, here's the thing too. Nobody sets out to be an activist, right? is normally something that personally happens to you that brings you to that cause.
Just like the people in Minnesota. All them are, I applaud
That's a
them.
perfect example. That's where I was going. It was like, this was happening to their town.
Right. And they came out, they showed
And
up,
they came out because they had a personal connection to it.
their
And
friends,
so that's
neighbors.
what happens.
Yeah, their friends,
I
neighbors.
remember Trayvon Martin mom.
Mm-hmm.
She
I
said
saw
she
her.
never wanted to be she didn't like public speaking. She didn't like any of that. However, because that was her son, she couldn't stay silent. And that propelled her into the public space. I gotta plug in my laptop. Give me 1 second.
And we will take a commercial break. Do you have an itchy booty? Yeah, we having some technical difficulties this
Yeah, we
evening.
are.
Look, we
I mean,
tried
I
to
thought I
bring
had
y'all.
plugged it in.
Let me tell y'all, look, we decided to tape on a Thursday, right? On Thursday, I have line dance class, right? In the center, some part of town, right? So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just be getting back. So that's why I have my workout clothes and no eyelashes today. No, barely any makeup. Yeah, I went work out, and then there was a big event, a sporting event in the stadium, because there's a stadium next door. Baby, line dance class ran until about 7:10, 7:15. At the same time, the event was letting out. So all these people had an Uber. My Uber dropped me like a minute from me. So I had to start over. Somebody else picked me up. I was like, thank you, Lord. So they picked me up. Traffic killed us. So, and then you were somewhere rushing.
Right, I had my mom tonight, so I was at her house, and yeah, so.
So, yeah.
And you know this past my bedtime, but I'm vibrant.
And, oh my God, this gonna be a short one, y'all, because she's gonna fall asleep in about 15 minutes.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I got my drink, I got my hooch, and I'm good. I'm going to the Bahamas tomorrow, so I got a lot of stuff to do tonight in the morning. So we'll see how it goes.
You what, by ferry?
Cruise, Carnival, my bestie birthday cruise.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yes, and we're gonna have a special treat for y'all next week.
Yes.
Next week, we didn't tell you. We ain't gonna tell y'all what it is, so we're gonna have a special treat. And we might have a special guest, because I know she gonna stick herself in.
We need to, she from the Bureau?
Yeah, but that's my bureau big sister.
Okay. She working or not?
No, she retired 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, so we could interview about some. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, I think it was 2 years ago. No, how old is she? Hold on. 7. Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah, so she'll be with us, drinking up all your hooch, because you and her like that hooch, that particular hooch. Hers is apple.
You got to tell me what y'all like so to make sure I got it.
She like
don't have no more
apple and blackberry. She like blackberry. Apple and blackberry. I done graduated. I told her, yeah, I done graduated to XO. So I'm gonna bring that. I gotta bring some bottles.
Hey, bring some cigars. I got some hookah. Like we're gonna have a nice time.
We're gonna have to go to Calle Ocho.
Okay. I'm trying. This is way off topic, but yeah, I'm trying to get a cigar whiskey class. Find one. They've had a few and I missed them all, but
I'd like to do that.
My next little endeavor.
They don't do that here, but I like to do. I almost went to one. I think Hard Rock have Cigar Fest. Don't they have that Cigar Fest? Yeah, it's like what, $300 a person? It's a lot to get in.
I don't know, but I can't go to the Hard Rock.
You can't. Yeah, that's right. You can only do that here. You can only do it in Mexico. Cheers.
I can't go. All right, so what we got next up? The last Bureau issue. So the Bureau is very, very understaffed. And so OPM did a study and all of this, and they came up with some reasons why the Bureau is so understaffed.
Why?
Number one, pay. But the other thing is, I believe the Bureau is probably one of the few federal agencies where having a degree does not matter.
It
Like
don't.
you can be awarding without a degree. Nowhere
Well,
else you can do that.
With a
And
high
so
school.
that gives people a false sense of security. Like they could be all they can be with a GED sometimes. And that's really not realistic. And so a lot of people found out once they retired, they could have been HRM manager and didn't have a degree. They couldn't do anything once they retired because they looking for a 4-year degree and sometimes a master's. So yeah, I think the Bureau, you can start there. But the pay, the fact that you're working in a prison was another factor of why people are understaffed. Young people feel like they're not trying to work in that type of environment.
Right.
And so each of the last, 6 to 8 years, right now they're at like 35% under capacity.
Yeah, retention is crap. Retention is
Yeah. And so they said that, they had the retention bonus because I received it. It was only 5%. And then they started giving the correctional officers a sign-on bonus.
an
So
automatic
none of that
GSA.
worked.
Automatic
None of
what?
that really,
GS?
right. None of that really worked. So what's on the table now is a 35% pay increase, only for the GS 006 series, which is correctional.
Person off.
Yeah. So we'll see how far that goes along in Congress and see if that ever gets passed. Like I said, I think the next route is privatization. I do. Trump believed in that previously.
Yep. Previous administration, he did say
Yeah,
that.
so
It's like he did. It's just like he did say that with the unions, but hey, what happened?
Well, that's something else OPM came out with. They want to progress on, what he has about the union. He already disbanded them, so he got to make sure that none of the dues are coming out and all the other stuff, that they don't still have an office, and he's trying to put all of that in place right now. And it's probably a great time to be a manager right now. Not mismanagement, but just you can do your job now. You can literally do your job.
And hold
That's
people
it.
accountable.
That's how we always want it.
And hold people accountable and make it.
Yes.
Don't go crying to the union and hold everybody up for 3 years while you still don't do your damn job.
Yep.
So that's it for the State of the Bureau. We got anything else?
That is it for the State of the Bureau. That was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah. Hey, any BOP
So next
people out
up-
there? We would like for you to leave a comment, but you can't.
We like our peace, man. We don't want to go through all of that online
Nope.
stuff.
You what you said. Yeah, keep out. Unless you Oprah, Tyler Perry, somebody was just, you ain't got nothing to tell me about what we doing here. Just like or blind, subscribe
Hey,
or don't.
one of the things that you said, I adopted it for myself. Somebody else's opinion of me is none of my damn business, and I agree with that shit wholeheartedly. Like,
Wholeheartedly.
I don't really care. Ain't none of my business. You can keep it.
Keep it.
Yep.
Keep it. Well, we got next.
So next is
Cop-out
our
time.
Cop-Out series.
Hot topic.
Right?
Hot topic. I don't have to listen for the Mighty oak has fallen. Like I put on my post, no words need be said, no tears need be shed. His life well lived spoke for itself.
Yeah, actually, Jesse Jackson. I think I initially said Obama, but it was actually Jesse Jackson when he was running for president. Is what got me, actually paying attention to politics. Because before I wasn't really engaged. And so I remember listening to his Democratic speech the first time ever. Like the first time I ever had an interest. And so he started me paying attention to politics, Jesse Jackson.
Girl,
I always remember this one line. You just can't say no. It's deeper than that. He was talking about drugs. He was talking about HIV. That was doing that time back in the 80s.
Well, when he was running for president, I was 15 and I wasn't studying none of that. I was not paying attention to any of that. I was trying to make it through high school. Let's see, I've always known who he was because of his association with Martin Luther King Jr. But other than that, and his relationship
Rainbow
with,
Coalition.
yeah, the Rainbow Coalition, and his relationship with Reverend Al Sharpton. And that was it as a whole. You know, I really didn't, I just knew he, and Andrew Young, I just knew he was to be one of the respected soldiers of the civil rights era, and I held him to that. And, that was basically it for me. I did, you know, he did re-enter my vision per se when the story broke of his young daughter. So people were kind of, I think that this happened before social media really took off.
But what? Expound on that.
I think he had a little young daughter, kind of like out of wedlock or on the side. Yeah. So yeah, that was probably thankfully before social media. So we didn't, you know, people didn't get a chance to like just bash him and all this other stuff. But yeah, it was an event that caused me to side eye. Didn't change my opinion of him. It was just like, man, you too old for that. Probably gave that girl worms. But you know how they say old men got worms. But anyway, didn't really think on it, you know, because like I said, I think it was before social media really was a thing. So, you know, we heard the news, received it, and kept it moving. And then when Obama ran for president, and then he was in the news again for having that hot mic moment where he called Obama the N-word. I can't stand that N-word. So they kind of like did him like they did Jeremiah Wright, just kind of put him behind, set him somewhere.
Hey, let me say this. You know, power. People love power, and so I believe when Jesse saw that Obama was gonna be the man, people have problem giving up that power. They do. They really, really do. They don't want to give it up. They don't want the young generation to march in everything. You look at Congress, you look at it like it's all
You look at
those
Memphis,
videos.
Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee. That's a prime example. None of, you know, the civil rights old guard was there. That was a concrete epicenter sort of the civil rights movement. Of course, Dr. King was assassinated there. And, you know, who was the lady who wrote the newspaper? Not Fannie Lou Hamer. Oh, girl, I see the lady face. But anyway, Memphis, Tennessee. A lot of the civil rights old guard refused to move out of the way or did not cultivate the younger generation at all. That was seen clearly in some of the younger generation who tried to run for Congress, who tried to run for Senate, who tried to run for state offices where Memphis and the surrounding area was represented, and they wouldn't help. They wouldn't help in that way. Therefore, I think Memphis has suffered significantly and continues to suffer. Brain drain, stagnant leadership, no leadership, same old, same old. It hasn't progressed. So yeah.
Yeah, that power thing is addicting. Like, they don't want to give it up. They do not want to give it up. They do not. And just a side note, like, I think Congress, I think they all need term limits. Let's throw in the Supreme Court too. You need term limits. Whatever it is, you just can't say lifetime. Nah, man. You can't. And they move like it's lifetime. Like, you can't do nothing to me.
Yep. Just like a federal employee. Can't do nothing to me.
Yeah. Facts.
What else we got on there?
So, I want to say something about Obama and President's Day. Actually, it was, I guess because I'm doing this content creator stuff, like, I was real proud to celebrate him on President's Day.
I saw that.
Like, there was class in the White House, and you felt so good about it. And to see how much things have changed, it really saddens me. But I will always celebrate Obama. Like, class act. And that's why Trump got a hard on for him. Because he can't be like him. He cannot. He can.
Nope, he can't be, and he won't be as loved as he is. Not was, is. Yeah. I Yeah, like the first term of that thing y'all got now, maybe it started in 2017. I started watching YouTube videos of Obama. I was like, Lord, I miss this man. Oh my God. And now it just hurts to look at it. It hurts. It hurts. This man did everything right. Was a class act, represented America on a wonderful scale. Leaders around the world loved him. The ones who didn't, of course, were the ones we didn't care or didn't want to anyway. I remember, the Obamas when I think I spoke about this before. It was just so amazing. The Queen of England was crazy about Miss Obama. She took some flack for appearing to grab the Queen first, hug the Queen, when video clearly showed that the Queen went on in there and grabbed her and hugged her first. So Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, Obama were like nerds together, so she really enjoyed him. The Australian Prime Minister. I remember I did a post like when Trump first got in office and back in his first term, how he was antagonizing all the world leaders. He hung up on the Prime Minister of Australia, hung up in his face. And I just kept posting pictures of Obama with different world leaders and in different situations. And we've lost that. That's not coming back. Canada made that clear. They keep making it clear. The rest of Mexico has made it clear because the bordering countries, they've made it clear. We are looking for other avenues to do business. We have moved on, and our relationship with the United States is beyond hope or repair. We won't try. We're moving on. People need to realize this is not the flex you think it is. When he says America first, it's America first, last, by itself. Ain't nobody studying America no more. It's not the place to be. Countries need each other.
So, since we are in February, I want to touch on Dr. King because I did a story time on Dr. King. I did not realize Dr. King was so young when he got assassinated.
39.
He was 39. I did not know. I mean, he looked older.
They all did.
And I know.
40-year-old look 65.
Like,
You see them women back
he was
then?
39. He hadn't even lived his life. Man, I really didn't realize that.
Yeah, you see them women, 40-year-old women back then? No, I'm just saying, everybody looked old back then.
I mean, I guess.
They did.
I mean, I was super young too. I mean, hell, I was barely, whatever. I was an infant when he died. I was just born. But no, I mean, just as I grew up, I didn't realize he was 39. Like, your life is just beginning.
Yep, April 4th, 1968.
Yep. So we're going to move right on along. Next up, politics. Even though all of that is sprinkled in with politics, but we want to address Pam Bondi and her testimony. Or her lack thereof testimony.
That was terrible. So that's all I'm going to say. That was horrifying.
I just know, like, I've been around for a minute, like, she will end up in jail. I have no doubt about that.
When are any of these people going to jail?
It
when?
takes time, but she's going to be in jail.
Will we be here?
Yeah, Trump is the only one that's going to be free, unfortunately. But all his cronies, they going to be locked up. I truly believe that. So what did you think about the testimony?
I thought that the testimony was the most disgraceful. I could barely stand and listen to her without wanting to jump through the TV and slap the shit out of her.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen.
Nope. I would have left. I would have, as opposed to sitting there and listening to her, I think I would have, if I didn't have to be there. After she got the first two people, I would have said, see, okay, I see what she on. Adjourn. Fuck that bitch.
We said?
Yeah, I mean, after the first two, I see what you on. I see what's up. It's going to have to come to a point where the Democrats are really going to have to get in the gutter on the side of the people and start slinging just as much shit. Start throwing some blows. Do something. Help yourself, Democrat leaders. Help yourself, because it's not looking good for y'all. A lot of y'all. Chuck Schumer and what's his name, Jefferson?
Jeffries.
Yeah. So it's not looking good. Y'all have to get in the gutter with these people, because that's what they understand. Sometimes
Yeah,
you have to get to their level.
They have to get with the times. And that's what I like about Jasmine Crockett.
Right.
She get back with them. That's what I like about the governor of California. Like, you have to stoop to what Trump is. That's the only thing they understand.
We learned that
when Michelle Obama said, you know, when they go low, we go high. Nah, you got to go lower. Because that's all they understand. That's it.
Yeah, because, yeah, like I said, I wouldn't have had that girl sit there and just do that. No, you're not, baby, you're not 5 or 3. You're not 3 years old. You're not going to sit here and talk to me like you having a 3-year-old's tantrum. I can tell you what, click, we done. She insulted everybody. Everything out of her mouth was an insult. She didn't answer one question.
It's just so disrespectful, man.
But it goes to show you, goes to show you the lengths that they are willing to go to protect whoever's in those files. They must be a real doozy. That's a doozy. Okay, what we got next? I don't want to talk about her no more.
So let's talk about, we sticking to politics, Trump and the video of the Obamas.
Black people did this. We already knew. Collectively, we already knew this joke. We not getting in the streets. Is that what he want us to do? No, we know this joker's a stone cold racist. This does not surprise us. Probably what surprised us is how long it took for him to do it. We ain't surprised. I bet before June, he's gonna say the N-word on national TV. Before his birthday, which is President Obama Day. Remember, we celebrated President Obama. Yeah, so he gonna say that N-word is not his birthday. Why is his picture everywhere? Yep, I got him saying it.
What I did like, one good thing came out of that is that Tim Scott stood up. He stood up for something. Now, I don't know what his future holds.
I'm about to say something. And they kicked him right back down.
I was proud of him. I really was. He probably still mad he ain't got no job. But I was proud of him speaking up.
Woo! Yeah, because when I saw that statement, I was like...
So essentially, Trump says that it was because of Tim Scott that he took it down. But he claims that, well, he stated that he wanted Tim Scott to talk to him first instead of going, public with it.
Why? He go public with it?
I tried to call you and you didn't answer.
That's what happened?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Look, if he can do it, other people can do it. He go public with what he want to say without talking to nobody. So forget him.
Yeah, man. Then he gonna say, a staffer put it up. Man, you knew what was up.
Yeah.
You absolutely
No, I didn't make a mistake. No, I didn't make a mistake.
He did. He said what he said.
He said what he said.
He did what he did. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey.
I know you over in Mexico. I know you saying, I knew this shit was gonna happen. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Took my tail. Right, look. Retired 2 weeks later. Where was I? Right here. Right here. I'll deal with it. Gosh. What else we got?
So moving right along, we're gonna go to sports. First thing on the agenda is the Major League Baseball Players Association CEO resigned abruptly.
Is it a dude in his dick situation?
Yeah, man. Like, we already talked about this. We already talked about this. A black guy and a white woman. So he hired his sister-in-law, his wife's sister, and then began to have an affair with her. Come on, man.
What's his name? Tony Clark?
Come on, man. So this dude, I remember him because sometimes I look at baseball. He played baseball for 15 years. He was first baseman. I think he played for the Yankees and a couple other teams. Like, come on, man.
Ooh.
Come on.
After an inquiry, they said it's been going on for a minute. So what, they were trying to hide it?
I don't know who broke the story or who Somebody probably got mad.
There was a federal investigation into MLBPA's finances and other alleged improprieties, including nepotism. The relationship between Clark and the woman came to light, sources said, and prompted him to step down after more than a dozen years as the union's leaders.
So why they not identifying her? That's what I want to know.
Allegation. Oh, okay, well, I don't know. Well, what's the wife name? This dude is 53. 53. He played, 15 years in the Major League Baseball Association. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, my grandfather used to watch baseball on Monday night on ABC way back in the day.
Hey,
So
and,
that's
my,
how I
and, my,
just,
and my grandmother used to, that's what got me watching it. Because she used to watch it.
So and then we used to play that. That was our favorite game to play as kids because we didn't do basketball. Of course, we didn't do football. So, the neighborhood kids, we were either riding our bikes or playing baseball somewhere or kickball or tag, one of them. But that was the extent of my relationship with baseball. Come in there, turn on the TV for my grandfather, and that's it. Turn it on.
Just
He had his little black and
man.
white in his room. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's a never-ending dilemma. It will never go away. What have we had in the name of men behaving themselves? The Me Too movement. Way back in the day, we had feminism. And then the feminist movement progressed into the Me Too movement where there was still female vulnerability. And now we got Project 2025. Which gonna put everybody back in the kitchen having babies.
Yeah, that's what they
With
want.
no rights. With no rights.
But they want white babies, though.
Hey, depending, they might have some. They might, get back to. They might want some of everybody babies if they have what they have in mind comes to fruition. They're gonna need the what? The labor force. So
We ain't getting that far, Jackson.
I don't know.
We ain't getting that far. We're
okay,
not
look.
getting that far.
They can't get nothing out of me.
I feel it just caving in, just the whole situation. I do.
So look, hey, we gonna be some Marthas. Did you watch Handmaid's Tale? Handmaid's Tale. Did you ever watch it? Well, the Marthas is the menopausal women. We ain't got nothing to give them. We over there. Look, and I ain't gonna make a good Martha. I can barely cook. So unless you want microwave, I make you
I
some
ain't
drink.
got nothing for 'em.
I make you some drink.
Nothing.
That's about it. That's about it. But yeah, I don't know. Tale as old as time. Ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change.
Yeah. I'm still on this, all the black men that I held high. They just
But
went
was
down
he
the
one
same-
of them?
Huh? No,
Did
he
you
wasn't
know?
one of them, but it's just a pattern. It's just a pattern. Just a pattern. Just got to do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. We do. But I want to give a shout out to LeBron. I still have faith in him. He married his high school sweetheart, and he consistently, publicly love on her. And I think that is a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing. He said he not trying to be alone. He an only child, a single parent. No, he want to be with his wife forever. And I love that for him. I love that. I really do. So don't mess it up, Bron. Do not mess it up. Do not. I do.
I ain't saying nothing. As soon as I give him props, something gonna pop off. So I'm just not in agreement. I'm a nod in agreement. I'm a nod.
Like how he celebrates his king. I love it. I really do.
Whole family, beautiful family, beautiful. Yep. So just keep it together. Let's stay together.
Please.
Loving you, times are good and bad. Let me stop. We really gonna get censored. What was that horrible noise? What was that horrible noise? Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we have run up on our time for this evening. But as usual and as always, we were happy to be here and happy to bring you our thoughts, opinions, professional or not. We would really like for you to like and subscribe to our channel. Tell your friends, tell your family. I'm going to invest in a little $15 a day or whatever amount of day that wants from us to advertise and push out. If you notice, the week that I did do it, a couple of days, it really pushed out ads and stuff. I'm like, that's $15 a day. I can't do that. I'm on a fixed income. So we're going to really push it out, but we're going to really want you to like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. We don't allow comments on the platforms like we already explained, but your support really means a lot.
It does.
And we're going to have a surprise for you next week.
Yes. So that concludes our 4th episode of We Said
What We See.
We Said. Good night.
Good night, everybody.